All right, gang, sexy. Hey, let's play some Advanced Squad Leader Starter Kit 1. We're going to play Scenario 6 from that box, released from the East. And remember, I started doing this a couple months back. Wardrobe and I played a couple scenarios. And then we just kind of got busy. You know how that goes. So I said, well, you know what? Let's get one on the table. We can use the Squad Leader as my enter dead time play because I have all the squad leader stuff, the advanced squad or the ASL stuff, and I want to learn how to play because I got so much stuff. I know that all the players out there love this thing, and I know there's those that hate it, but I need to play some of this, learn it, see how the vehicles and the special weapons and all that stuff work, and then help me determine whether or not this is the thing for me. The first two scenarios I played, I enjoyed it. All right. Nothing that I didn't like about it. I know the rules are deep for this stuff, but I'll pick them up as I go. I guess that's a good thing about something like this. You can throw it down, you can just move forward, and I think the starter kits are going to be a big plus for that because I know I want to move from this one here where it's just special weapons and grunts and leaders, and then I guess you move into the second one, which are guns, and then I think eventually you move into tanks and whatnot. And then I got a whole bunch of historical ones over there that I want to dig into too later. So as long as the system keeps appealing to me, I will keep, as I get chances, I'll get after it. All right, so the deal with this one is that the Russians need to take 2 of 3 victory locations from the Germans, all right? See if I can't let y'all see both of them here. So the Germans have one here, they have one here, and they have one over here. So the Russians have to take 2 of those. All right, now you have a special rule with the Russians where you can remove a leader, a few squads, and some special weapons, and bring them in on turn 3. Now, what's the benefit of that? Well, if you bring everything in on turn 1, they got to come in on the north edge of the map. That group that you leave off, you have the option to bring them in from the north or from the east. And as a matter of fact, the balance rules in this one say, if you want to balance it, don't let them come in from the east. Make everything come in from the north. All right, so I decided, well, you know what? That sounds like a good tactical decision to me to split them and bring them in later. That's, my thinking at the start. So what I did was, before determining that, I went ahead and set up my Germans, how I was going to defend these 3 objectives without stretching too thin, okay? So I tried to pick the best places that I thought for defensive and maybe get some avenues of fire. Some might work, some might not. And then for the Russians, I said, okay, well, let's not just take a look at the defenses and determine how I'm going in there because they may not exactly known where these German squads were deployed. So what I did was I tagged the areas, die roll of 1 or 2, die roll of 3 or 4, die roll of 5 or 6, and I rolled a dice and I got a 2. So that first Russian group came in over there at the farthest left or the farthest west location, which, yeah, for protective or for cover on the move, that was probably the best choice. Getting right into the fight, not so good. So anyhow, we got into the movement. Stack of Russian full squads or MMCs come running down this road, and they hit this hex right here. And this light machine gun infantry squad put some defensive fire into them. Didn't do anything to them. Nobody else could really see anything. So they moved everybody else down. They went to the advanced movement or whatever it was, and everybody moved one more hex. This guy got in here with I think he's got a machine gun in here. Yeah, he's got a light machine gun. I think this is a medium over here. He couldn't move far enough because of the portage points being carried. So everybody got their one movement point. All right. And the Russians had done, this guy here was able to fire from there, but he wasn't able to do any damage to anybody because this guy's in a stone building. All right, so the turn changed over. We got to the German turn, and they did prep fire. Well, this machine gun and infantry, they fired. And I want to say they broke one unit, but I got a 1 on the colored dice. So he got ready to fire. In his little strength of 3, and I think he had end up with a -1. All 3 of these units were broke after he was done. There were 3 full squads in here. Then I got my little line of sight thing out and went from this hex over to there, and he could see them. Now, he's just a 4 strength full squad. They're elite. He fires at half strength because of long range, a 2, and he rolls I think it was a 2. Put my thing down here. 2. No, he rolled whatever it was, he ended up with a 1 MC. 1MC, yeah, 1MC. They were already broken. Well, you can see at the top of the board up here, one full squad's completely gone. All right. One full squad took a casualty. I think what happened was he had already taken a casualty from the machine gun fire. So he was at a half squad. Then he finished him off. So he's gone. This guy here is now reduced to a half squad, which is in there, and they're both broken, sitting right in the middle of the road. So it's just interesting how the fire mechanics can work in this game. And, you're rolling 2d6. And I got to thinking after I got done with the 4 or 5 fire comments I've done, I was like, my God, I don't think, other than the first German burst and the first Russian burst, I rolled anything above a 5. Got lucky, didn't have a broken weapon. No leaders were hurt. No leaders were hurt in the production of this. So, but hey, so here we go. Hexy's at it again. It's fun. Like I said, I don't know how to use infantry. Only know how to use infantry and special weapons. So for those of you out there that are big diehard grognards of the squad leader, if you happen to catch this, give me some tips to this. If you want to give me general tips to the game, or just maybe give me some scenario do's and don'ts for this scenario, or what worked for you, or what didn't work for you, or what your tactic was or strategy was, I sure appreciate it. All right, so let's get this thing posted so you can see what the Hexy's doing in the World War II theater. All right, we'll talk to y'all soon.